Hello viewers, today we are making samosa with tortillas. This is a very easy samosa recipe and anyone can make it. These are the ingredients that I'll be using to make this recipe, and I'll also have them in the description box. Start by frying a handful of red onions and then add garlic. So we are preparing the samosa filling. Add in the garlic and fry until it's a little bit fragrant, and then add in your ground beef. Break the beef down very thoroughly. Make sure all the lumps are crushed. Then add in the diced, finely chopped potatoes and mix them in. I'm using yellow potatoes here. And then season the meat and the potatoes, and you're going to cook those potatoes until they are well done. So just mix in the seasonings, and then we're going to let those simmer a little bit together for maybe 2 minutes. Check in. Of course, it's important to keep stirring. So now you're going to add more vegetables. I like to add a lot of red onion, some peas. These are frozen peas, so they were already steamed. Some green onion. And then just mix those in. And it's going to enrich this filling, so it's not just plain ground meat. So we have a little bit of everything in there. Now we are going to cover this and cook. Open and stir and cover again and cook until all the ingredients are well cooked and soft, and we'll be almost done. So keep covering and then stir occasionally until the potatoes are well done, and the peas need some time to cook too. At this point, you're going to garnish with cilantro and then some little bit of red chilies for color contrast, because there's so much green in there. But you can use anything that you like and garnish your filling, and it's ready. So take it off the stove at this point and allow it to cool fully before using it in the samosas. Now let's prepare the glue batter. For this you just need all-purpose flour, a little bit of salt and cold water. Go ahead and prepare your batter. It should be runny and it should not have any lumps. That is the consistency that you should be going for. Now let's cut the tortillas. I'm using flour tortillas. Of course, you should use flour tortillas. Go ahead and cut them into nice quarters of equal size. And also keep the edges smooth for, good looking results. Now you have your quarters ready, and we will start folding our samosas. So these are the quarters we'll be working with. Just set them aside somewhere, and then we're going to start folding the samosas. This is the filling. It has cooled down fully. It is a very nutritious filling, honestly. So now let's prepare the samosas. So you're going to fold from the round edge, just like I'm doing here. But the most important thing to pay attention to is that your edge is sealed. It should not be open. And then you're going to apply the glue batter. You could do this with a clean finger, but I'm using this brush. It does a really good job. Apply it sparingly and then just press it on, and it's going to seal naturally. And now you're going to place in the filling. Now, when you're measuring your filling, you want to fill the cup enough that there is enough room left for this shorter flap to flip over and tuck into the back of the samosa. I don't know if that makes any sense, but I'll show you. If you underfill your samosa, it's going to be shaky and hollow. If you underfill it, if you overfill it, it's not going to tuck nicely. So at this point, it should tuck nicely and seal that space, so that when you flip this other flap over, it is going to seal the entire thing nicely, and oil will not get into the interior of the samosa. So go ahead and apply the glue again, and then fold over that flap nicely and press it on, and make sure to seal the edges. Check them. If you see any opening, you can adjust. Just make sure the edges are sealed. Let's do this one more time, but quickly. I'm not going to do the, every step. I'm just going to show the important steps. So fold your samosa, make sure that edge is sealed, and then apply the glue and then fill it in enough so that this flap can fold over nicely and tuck in. And then apply the glue again, and you're going to fold over that flap and tuck, and attach it nicely and make sure the edges are sealed. Easy peasy, but it takes a little bit of practice. Now, before you fry your samosa, because you've taken some time preparing all of them, you're going to check those edges one more time and press them together just before frying. So just press on any edges that seem like they need a little bit of, fixing. Otherwise, the oil could seep in. Now, fry your samosa on medium high heat, but you do not want too much high heat or hot oil because they will darken too quickly. You want them to brown nicely and have a beautiful color. And when they are done on both sides, go ahead and drain them off the oil, and we are done here. Look at that color. I think it's really beautiful. And importantly, they did not soak up oil. The samosa is very dry on the inside with just the filling. So here are samosas. Let's break and take a look. As you can see, there's no sign of oiliness or greasiness in the inside, which is what you want to go for. And it's a very nutritious filling, a very crispy crust of the samosa. I hope you love this recipe. I hope to see you in another video. Bye bye.